So in this video, I will be showing and discussing and proving why I have a bachelor's in arts in the School of Social Sciences and Humanities. I mean, I know it's humanities and social sciences, but let me elaborate a little more, because it's not science, right? For me, it's always a science when you're degreed and you have a bachelor's or some type of certification or license. So mine isn't science. For my HBCU, I majored in criminal justice. So you're probably figuring and thinking what I did. So I majored in criminal justice. I took up other elective classes, summer school also. And, you know, I had graduated with more credits than I was supposed to graduate with. And, you know, due to the unfortunate circumstances that transpired at home and carried to Virginia also as I was furthering my education. But I'm still proud of my degree, even though VUU, they could have did a better job. You know, I could have did a better degree. But anyway, I'm just gonna circle right now is arts, right? So here, right, I'm gonna show a science video, and I want you to listen to the scientist who's explaining the effects of the earth. However, I'm going to have my own inclination. I'm going to have my own side speaking of this as I prove my point on how aliens and UFOs are gas, right? We have something called light. It's just an effect of the earth. Sun, light, starlight, moonlight is very, very pretty. You know, then we have lightning, and we have flashes, and you hear thunder. So right here, we're just gonna talk about light.
Nemesis after finding striking observations while watching recently formed stars in the constellation Perseus. The researchers designed a mathematical model that finds the observations of stars in Perseus can only be explained if all of the stars were born with a companion. Could our sun have a twin?
Could our sun have a twin? Well, we have that on camera, that it does have a twin.
Now, for the first time, scientists have found...
It's like having a shadow. I mean, of course the sun has a shadow. The moon obviously has a shadow. You can see it when it's crescent half. 3/4, whatever. You can even see that the light from the moon is actually a different type of light, because when you can see the moon in the daytime, when the sun is up and then they're on opposite sides, you could look at the moon and sometimes it looks full with holes, but the light is very different. It shines different, so therefore that's a different effect, because we don't have astronauts walking on the sun. We don't have astronauts walking on these planets and on the super Earths. What they hid in science is the super Earth. There is a Earth just like planet Earth, is just way stronger. We cannot live there. As soon as we live or we land at this super Earth, our organs shift, our bones break. They sent monkeys and apes and chimps, everything that was close to and associated to a human being with the primate functionality. They sent them to the super Earth, and these strong silverbacks, orangutans, these chimps, their bones started to shift. Their organs started to shift. They couldn't breathe. Their eyes started to pop out. Their muscles, it was the gravity is too strong. So therefore, if a giant on planet Earth is from 6 feet to 7 feet, on a super Earth, it has to be how many times more? How stronger we have to be? Is it 10 times stronger than we are now? 100 times stronger? 1,000 times stronger than we are now? Do we have to be 9 feet tall just to live? and everybody else has to be 15 feet? Is a 9-foot person now an average person on the super Earth? The question is yes, it's obvious. The gravity is too strong. So if the gravity is too strong, you don't weigh enough. So it's not going to pull you and float you into the sky. It's going to absolutely annihilate you and break you and shred you and crush you. That's the effect, all right? You see why I have a bachelor's in arts. So if we go to a super Earth, just like this, and as soon as we get out, just how we are, we don't need no astronaut uniform or anything. Our teeth is going to come out of our mouth. We're not going to fly away. We're going to break like glass. We're going to crack like a mirror. You can't break a mirror. You can only shatter and crack a mirror. You see? That's how we're going to disintegrate.
May exist somewhere in the universe after revealing that all stars are
shadow
born in
boxing
pairs.
for boxing.
No evidence has ever been found that Nemesis
playing
exists,
sports,
but a new study has offered a
repetitive,
glimpse of hope by providing that
shadow,
all stars are born twins, including
perfection.
the sun. Nemesis is believed to be 1.5 light years away. Number 12. Fire rainbow. Eruptive events on the sun can be wild. Some come with just a solar flare. Some with an additional ejection of solar material called a coronal mass ejection, or CME.
A coronal mass ejection. So coronal, you know how in Latin is corona, corono, or la and L, and you know that you end it with O and it's a male, you end it with A, it's a female. So they have coronal, so we're gonna look at it as a masculine protein for the sun. Already happening on the earth. On the sun. So the whole circuit of the sun is on fire. It's a storm within itself. That's what the sun is. It's like raw emotion, right? The sun is actually having a fit. It's having a hissy fit. It's like one of those other planets. What is it? Uranus. It's raining diamonds. And then in Saturn, it's raining gases. So on this specific, the sun, it's having a firestorm. In Saturn, it's having a chemical gas storm. And in Uranus, it's having a diamond storm. That's where diamonds come from, actually. Diamonds. So it rains these sharp jewelry that we put on that you can also see a reflection in. Now, Bob Laris, when he got fired because they found a UFO, it was a light UFO. I bet you it wasn't heavy or anything. Just go watch it. They reconstructed the UFO, and the UFO naturally crashed where it's at. So that's, again, the mistake of human beings. You wanting to eat from the forbidden tree. You wanting to put your hands on a crashed material that you have no idea about. However, you're still new to the earth. You're just a scientist. You just get paid a salary. And this earth has been here for millions and millions of years. And it's already documented that when we see these things, it's very rare because we don't see them all the time, every day. So you never would expect that once the UFO crashes, wherever it crashed, that's the perfect mistake. Why is that the perfect mistake? That's the perfect mistake because if aliens and UFOs are gas and it destructs right where it's supposed to destruct, the chemicals that constructed the UFO, the alien, was made from the earth. Duh. So therefore, if it crashed in the earth, it's to start earth and life again. Nobody died. There was no blood. You get it? The crash was perfect. So that's Earth's way of showing human beings death. All right? Because after that is a reincarnation. A reincarnation is you come back and live the same exact life again. The same shit. So therefore, that same specific UFO that Bob Laris picked up is going to come back and do the same exact crash. Now the question is Bob's ass going to be there. Because according to history, every 100 years, the coronavirus, corona with an A, falls from the sky. So therefore, if there's corona in the sun, corona falls down. Therefore, it's plasma leaving the sun. So it went from corona to corona, and it left the sun. Now it's coming to planet Earth. Why is it coming to planet Earth? Because of the gravity state. You're standing firm on it. Now, when Bob Laris, when he crashed the UFO, he said a blue corona went into the sky. So it was another accident. They found the UFO. This is really where the coronavirus came from. It's not what they said. He found the damn UFO that was crashed. It was light and little. You can literally pick it up like a toy, and it was huge. They put it together. That's the manipulation of the earth that people just don't understand. Just accept it. It's just like light. It's another form of light. If you see something that's a miracle, it's light. It's an effect of the earth. So he picked it up and reconstructed it and flew it his way. So it was man-made, manufactured over, not naturally in process. The UFO this is. So once it recrashed, the blue corona that might look the same way as it falls down from the sun goes up. Oh, I got your attention. This is why I have a bachelor's in arts and humanities in the School of Social Sciences, and I majored in criminal justice. I prove my point. So that's not a natural effect. That's just like a flood of water on land. What happens? When the flood happens on land, land doesn't become land anymore. It becomes under. That's in Hindu. If you look at Shiva and if you look at Uma, Shiva is water and Uma is land. There is land, and she's a fertility goddess underwater. So when Bob Lazarus, when he drops the UFO after it doesn't fly naturally the way it crashed, a blue plasma came only around him. It was like a stupid cloud. Yeah, a cloud of bad luck. Now, everybody's shocked now because you think when I say he dropped this blue plasma that's called corona effect, and it's in one of my videos, that it went up into the sky. Now you're thinking it's going to be all over New York and California. No. It literally just went into the area he was. It was like smoking. It's not going to hit here. Had it hit here all over the world and it was stuck in that same blue that he's seen, that he's amazed by, he won't talk about, that he's in trouble for, it just stuck there. It was stuck. It stood right there into the sky, and then it evaporated into the sky. So that's a backwards effect. Right. It didn't fall from the sun. Corona didn't fall from the sun. Because you got to remember, corona is also air. The air is in animals. Bird, that's what the bird flu is. That's what the vaccine for dogs and cats is. That's why animals, period. That's why they don't get tired. That's why in illegal steroids, you have COVID-19 in illegal steroids, because it's pneumonia. And once pneumonia is put on a muscle, it bubbles off the muscle due to the oxygen of your repetition of working out. That's how you inject corona or COVID-19 into your muscles. Another way to get bigger is the creatine and the muscle milk. So what that powder is, it's a rhinoceros horn. They take the rhinoceros horn and they shave it and they make it consumable into the powder so humans can take it. So what it does when it enters your muscle, it puts a blanket over your muscle. It's kind of like plastic paper. And on your repetition, your muscle gets really, really big. However, your ligaments do not grow. So therefore you get gigantic, because we already know a rhinoceros is gigantic. Your ligaments don't grow. And then you get another memory of gas, atrium of gas to keep your muscles there. Mind you, the back of the brain has reptilian sensory. And reptilian sensory is in everything moving. Everything. Reptilian sensory is in grass, humans, animals, insects. Reptilian sensory, the function of reptilian sensory is in chemicals. Reptilian sensory is adrenaline. You either go or you don't. You fail, it's fight or flight. Right? Fight or flight. So if timber was used as fuel, if I get timber and I use it as fuel, and I write that and I look, what is the what is the word? Why is this a definition? What does this mean? That word is the FAGGOT word. You get it? Blue-eyed men? You see that?
And some with complex moving structures that loop up into the sun's atmosphere, the corona, like a rainbow of fire. In July of 2012, an eruption occurred on the sun that produced all three. A moderately powerful solar flare exploded on the sun's lower right-hand limb.
You see how it evaporated? So when Bob Lazarus, when he destroys the UFO and they blame it on Asia, right? The blue corona is just right there over him. And there's no cameras, no anything. He's saved. He's saved because nobody knows now. He just dropped this shit. It just actually just went into the air. And you see that reaction right there? You see how it just moved? That's exactly how that blue cloud moved into the sky. It doesn't take for the whole entire world to see the corona smoke from the crash for it to impact the sky, because there's this thing called time. So he dropped it a while ago, but also global warming was happening. So what I'm showing you right now, everything in my page, is trans effect. That's the effect of the world. Lightning. After lightning hits there's a wildfire. That's a trans effect. When the lions and the tigers, as they're, I don't really want to jinx it, but as they're leaving us, they're looking for the leopard and the jaguar, because those are the bodies that match. So therefore, we got a new cat on the way. They're naturally doing it. So humans tried to get the liger and make a different big superior cat. However, once they start mating, once the real four big cats, the main four cats, and the panther is in it, is always in it also, the cats are going to look way different. And so is the dogs, the canines, the wolves, the African wild dog, the hyena, the coyote. They're going to start mating because they go by bodies. They don't go by face. They go by bodies. The jaguar body is the same as the tiger body. It's the miniature. And the cheetah body is the miniature of the lion body, as well as the leopard. So it got two ways to mate, but the tiger only has one mate. The tiger only has the jaguar that he can mate with, or she can mate with. That's it. And you're not gonna notice unless you go to school. But that's why the animals look different. And they get small. And then humans, they get the new animal and then they add another gene or stem cell or genetic engineering effect to what they're doing. It's easy from an egg. It's easy to just have a mother of whatever and then feed her, and then produce. That's what they do. As soon as human beings get older, we think we know it all. And then as soon as something like this happens, we see it's fake. We call it propaganda. And then when you look at other countries and they spend $8 billion or $800 billion or $800 trillion on propaganda on America. That's what it says on the application. $800 billion on propaganda in America. That just means this for shit to make us flip out. They coming out of pocket because we're not in their country. They're paying people $800 billion to piss us off. That's what propaganda is. Go look what the fuck propaganda is. These aliens and UFOs are not crashing into us. They're not shooting us. You just got a bunch of white people lying. That's all it is. Propaganda, gossip, World Star, VH1. That's propaganda. The commercials, the Cyber Satan. Y'all remember the Cyber Satan? On Comedy Central? Are you kidding me? And now you're doing the Cyber Satan on your phone. That's how they got you. The effects from IG, those filters and the dragging that you take in a picture, they really have that technology over there in another country. And that's what they're holding from the United States of America. And they just gave us an electric car because they're blaming America for all of this destruction of life. Right here. As we live in a lie. In America, we live in a lie, right? And it's destroying the life. Human beings are doing unnatural situations. And unnatural situations are being seen in the circuit of the earth. So I guess we here for the Met to see the shit. Look.
Sending out light and radiation. Next came a CME, which shot off to the right out into space, and then the sun treated viewers to one of its dazzling magnetic displays.
So there's radiation from the sun. Too much radiation can give you cancer, but they use radiation to get rid of cancer. You see how they not telling us something? It's either that or they don't know.
A phenomenon known as coronal rain, aka fire rainbows. Pretty cool, huh?
Alright, so if I could just ask the question, just to end the video, it'd be, what do you know that we don't know? And that'd be directed to the other countries. Basically, what are we not doing that you know how to do? They need to show us, because we don't see anything else. And everybody that comes to America from other countries, you know, they act different. They have a degreed way of life. So I got to use my pictures for you guys. Bob Lazarus. Oh yeah, and by the way, this person, his name is William Beacon, right? And I don't want you guys to be scared or anything like that, but he's the Antichrist.